Okay.
Welcome everybody to Sports Bro Podcast. I'm your host Logan. Alongside me today, and as always, Justin Peck. How's it going today, Justin?
It's going pretty good. How are you doing, Logan?
I'm doing wonderful. From my understanding, you are officially settled in over in North Dakota with your new job.
That is correct. I have made the 1,200 mile, 17 and a half hour drive to Bismarck, North Dakota, to where I am now officially all settled in and am on day 3 of being the equipment manager for the Bismarck Bucks.
Oh, that's good to hear. So, we have somewhat of a good list today of talking topics, and as always, we're gonna start our day off with our week to week. So, how's your week been other than a 17-hour drive that you took to get to your new? I don't know if you want to call it permanent home or temporary home, but to your new home.
It's been good. I've been getting out and exploring when I'm not working, getting to know the Bismarck area a little bit, and I gotta say there might there's a lot here, but it's almost like Traverse City. It's kind of like a big area, but small as far as population. I want to say, uh, but it I just have that type of vibe. Like it, you may think that it's a big city because there's so much here, restaurants in every corner and busy traffic. But I mean, when it gets down to it, there's everything that you see
Uh huh.
is you could drive around on main roads.
Nice.
Like I live in an area to where when you look on a map, it's like a oval, but like a half of an oval. Everything that I need is in one half of the oval where I can just drive around and just be back home within a matter of 15-20 minutes.
Okay.
Everything that everything that I need to go to, whether it's the practice facility, the game arena, or the uh, home offices, is within a 5 mile radius.
Okay. That's awesome to know. Um, Other than that, how's your week been going?
It's good. On our way over here, we absolutely hit beautiful driving conditions. I could not have asked for better. It was clear roads, sunshine, beautiful weather, and I think that's what made it more enjoyable because during this time of year, weather is just so unpredictable that you kind of plan for the worst.
Right.
So it was nice to actually get that worry out of our head and just be on the open road.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm guessing you had good roads and good weather for your travels.
Oh, beautiful. There wasn't a snowflake on the road.
That's good to hear. Well, I since our last show, I it's been a dull week for me. It hasn't really been busy, but as you know, me and my family, we went to professional bull riding in Grand Rapids, which we're going to be talking about tonight. But other than that, it's been a quiet week for me, and I've kind of enjoyed the quiet week so far. So, but as always, I'll leave it up to you where we start off at. So, what's on the agenda today, Justin?
There's quite a bit to talk about. We will start off with some NHL talk, hockey talk. Then we'll go right into the NFL playoffs and going on to everyone's favorite topic here in Michigan, that's in Michigan, is the Harbaugh debate and where he's headed next. And we will end with Major League Baseball Hall of Fame votes, with concluding with the PBR down in Grand Rapids.
Awesome.
So let's get right to it. First things first, retirement. Down in Detroit, there is a huge debate whether number 91, Sergei Fedorov, should be retired and his number be hung from the rafters at Little Caesars Arena. I personally think it should be. He was one of the greatest players that came out of Russia during that time frame. He was is a three-time Stanley Cup champion and a first ballot Hockey Hall of Famer. Uh, Throughout his career in the mid 90s, he was considered one of the greatest hockey players of a combination of uncontainable speed and skill. Uh, that right, his career and how he was viewed as a player, I firmly believe that he should be in the rafters with Steve Yzerman, Nick Lidstrom, Gordie Howe, Ted Lindsay, Terry Sawchuk, Alex Delvecchio, and the great Sid Abel.
Right.
Now, for a lot of our young listeners or even older listeners, you may not have gotten to watch him play, but if you go back and look at tapes, you can understand what type of player he was. Um, One of the films that I encourage you all to watch is The Russian Five, the documentary of how the Russian Five came to be. Uh, just watching that film will give you a great idea as to what type of person he was and the struggle that was going on during that time to bring those guys over. Three of them had to come from Russia, while two of them were already here. But the struggle to get all five of those guys together at one time was a hard struggle because one of them was in the military, and when you're in the Russian military, if you leave, that's almost betraying your country. So they will find you and execute you
Right.
unless you have a very good reason. So there was all these stories and uh, hypocrites that were trying to make stories up and figure out what's actually going on, while behind the scenes you have lawyers and bankers paying some good money to finally get Russians into the National Hockey League. And Detroit was able to make that a reality and change the sport of hockey forever.
Okay.
Because now we have more foreign players in the NHL than we ever did before. You have more Russians, you have more Swedens. Hell, you even have more Canadians in the league than you did 20 years ago.
Well, yeah, and it seems that they're coming overseas just for that.
And when you're in Russia during that time period, and I think it could even be the same way now. If you played hockey, that was your career. You ate, slept, and breathed the sport of hockey. You were at training camps and you were at practices